Okay, let's dive in. The first person I'm covering in my Business Coach Reacts series. And honestly, this is going to be a series if you enjoy it. So definitely let me know in the comments if this is the kind of thing that interests you. And for sure, let me know in the comments who you would like me to react to. But introducing today, the person I have chosen is Whitney Avalon. Do you know Whitney Avalon, and why did I choose her? I chose her because I really like her content. I think it's pretty fantastic. And I'm super curious about how she is monetizing. Now, I myself followed her a little bit like several years ago, kind of wondering how she was making her money, but I have not looked for some time. And so I am literally going to be reacting in real time to what we discover together. Let's dive in. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen with you here on my computer, and this is Whitney Avalon. Isn't she cool? Look at the difference here between here with the fun crown and then here with the Ursula sings Adele. I just honestly think that Whitney Avalon is so creative with her content. The question is she also creative in how she markets and monetizes? So we'll go to her channel, and with each person, I'm going to go to the primary place that they deliver their content first, and then we'll kind of check, are they maybe more on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn as their secondary? If I know an artist is, for example, using Instagram as their primary place of delivering content, I would go there. But in this case, Whitney, her like massively 2 million subscribers are here on YouTube. If we look at Instagram, there's a stark difference, right? Between 28.6K followers and here on YouTube where she's got 2 million. So the first thing that we see is that she's got a lot of subscribers. She's an actor, singer, writer, producer. I make funny things and I make things funny. Okay, cool. That tells us something about her. Now here it says whitneyavalon.com and 4 more links. So let's see what these links are. We've got whitneyavalon.com. We've got Instagram, Facebook, secret stuff here on Patreon. So that's our first clue. This is the first clue we've got about a place, a funnel, a pathway to cash for Whitney Avalon. So we'll open up Patreon and we'll also open up whitneyavalon.com. But in order to head over to Patreon or to her website, we've got to have a reason to do that. And I've got a reason because I'm analyzing it. But if I was just a new viewer, I would be checking out her videos, and I would either be looking at one of her most recent that happened to come through my pipeline, or I would be looking at one of the ones that had gone somewhat viral or completely viral, like one of her early karaoke, not karaoke, but what are they called? Rap battles. Her rap battles are so much fun. So this one was particularly fun for me as well. It's from 4 years ago from The Good Place, and it's called where she's pretending to be Janet. And I'll just play you a moment of it.
Hi there, I'm Janet. Depending on what dimension you're in, I may look slightly different from what you're used to, but don't let that distract you from this important message.
Okay, so the intro is introing us to the song, and it's really, really great. And I'm not reacting to the art itself. I encourage you to go and check it out yourself. But we'll just head over to the end to see whether she tells us to do something, whether she gives us a CTA of some kind.
This video is not sponsored. I just love The Good Place and want to be a part of it. Plus, Janet's so fun, I had to write her a song. This was all possible.
So the first thing is like, why did she make it? And letting us know that she's not sponsored. She's not getting paid to do it. She just wanted to do this parody. Now we see patrons. So we've got thanks to my patrons. And then there's 4 people here and hundreds more. And then it says, get your name here too by joining the club at Patreon.
Well, thanks to my heavenly patrons. Thanks for watching. More music soon.
And then that's it. It's like she's just thanking her patrons, but she does not invite us to become a patron. That's already a missed opportunity in terms of her funnel. This was something that I noticed about Whitney Avalon's content back in the day when I was first looking at it. I was like, she should be making so much money as an independent artist because she's amazing. And yet the call to actions into her paid opportunities were not very strong. So here, she's just saying thank you to my patrons, and it's what we would call a soft sell. She's soft selling us becoming patrons simply by mentioning that she has a Patreon account and that she thanks people who are there. But there's nothing about why we specifically should become patrons. So for example, she could literally say, come be a patron. That would be step one. She could say, my top patrons get their names. That's probably why these 4 have their names there, because they're like the top patrons. Or she could tell us something specific that the patrons get, like, come be a patron and you'll be featured in one of my YouTube videos, or you can watch exclusive behind the scenes footage, or anything like that. So instead of just this tiny name drop of a soft sell to Patreon, I would encourage her to do just at least a little bit more of a stronger CTA inviting us to become patrons. Now let's jump over to Patreon and see what's going on there. So we've got Patreon, and already, look, it's 284 members, which if you have a Patreon account yourself, you might think that's amazing. Wow. At $5 for the lowest, let's just do a tiny bit of math there. So we've got 284 times 5. At a minimum, she's making $1,420 a month. But from my perspective, with 2 million followers, I would like to see a lot more than 284 members. I mean, that's like a fraction of a percent. If she had just 10% of that 2 million, what that would be like 200,000. And so there's something missing here between getting people from her YouTube channel to her Patreon account. Now, I'm not saying that everybody is going to come over. Lots of people are going to want to stay and just get free stuff, right? But we would expect at least like a 2 to 5% conversion over to your paid offer from something like 2 million. That would still be amazing, right? So 10% of 2 million is 200,000. And 5% of that would be 100,000, right? And then half of 5%. You get what I mean? There should be a lot more people, even if we had like a 1% conversion. Okay, but if we're looking now at what kinds of membership tiers we've got, I am seeing 3 tiers, and that is it. Let's see, if we view details, that's just a signed postcard. So we've got a $5 a month, a $30 a month, and $100 a month. Now, let's say that 100 people are paying $100 a month. So that would be, I'm just doing a little math, that would be $10,000. So that is fantastic. And I am highly hopeful that she's got 100 people at the $100 a month tier. And there may even be somewhere where we can see that. But there's still so much missing. If $100 is the highest amount, what about $1,000? What about the people who want to commit more? What about the people who want to commit $500 a month? I would just love to see more opportunities here for her to be bringing in money. I could see a tier at the $15 between the 5 and the 30. From 30 to 100 is a big jump. I could see a $50 a month there and a $75 a month. And then I'd really like to see some higher ticket. Now, no, lots of people are not going to jump in at that highest ticket amount, but your super fans and those super fans that happen to have family money or happen to be in corporate or whatever, they actually could afford that premium price, and just 1 or 2 people at, let's say, $500 a month. What, I think that's an extra $6,000 a year. Let me see if I'm doing my math right. Yeah, that would be another $6,000 a year. So I would like to see this Patreon account just really expanded. And when I look at this, okay, $5, great. What do they get? They get an exclusive cover song track every month. They get see new videos and works in progress before anyone else, an MP3 of every new song I create, years of past goodies like live streams, and an official digital membership card, and this special offer signed postcard. Honestly, I think this is an awful lot for $5 a month. So I would pull back a tiny bit, maybe half that for $5, and then I would put all of that at $10 so that we're just expanding and having more options. Imagine the same with the 30. And then once we get to like these premium ones at 500 or 250, then something that I really recommend to clients is that they offer something like an exclusive house concert or something like that, where all of your travel is of course paid for additionally, but where it's not $500 for the house concert, it is every 6 months or every year you get a house concert when you're at that 500 price point, plus all the other perks. Okay, now let's look at her website. And this is her website. I'm on her website. Okay, so we start with the About page, and then here, this is just kind of minor about stuff, and then use the info in the contact tab if we want to hire Whitney, but there's nothing here about what we could hire her to do. And then to keep up with the latest fun, go to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Okay, that's the free stuff. Or join her Patreon club for exclusive perks. There's nothing here telling us why we should join Patreon. That's the same problem. We go to acting, and I understand that a lot of you are using all your social media and your websites to promote yourself to be hired as a professional singer, actor, dancer, musician, etc. And clearly that is something Whitney is doing, and I hope that it is really working for her and she's getting lots of opportunities through her high profile 2 million followers, 2 million subscribers on YouTube. But the thing that I really, 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 really want for you, and why I'm doing this series, and why I have my free Facebook group, which you should join, and why you should also join my paid programs like the Profitable Performer Revolution and Real Magic, is because I want to separate your income from your need to get hired by someone else. As an independent artist with your own social media following, you could be generating really amazing recurring income just through your online funnels and your paid offers. You yourself could be doing that regardless of whether or not you get hired. And so I'm not seeing basically anything here for that. We've got, here's how we can book her professionally through her management, but there's nothing about how could we hire her to come do some kind of special event performance. Nothing here. No social proof about how she's done something like that in the past. Nothing here about why we should join Patreon. And I just think it's a massively missed opportunity. And that's what I'm hoping for you to get out of our Business Coach Reacts to Performer Funnels. So checking now one more, let's just give her another chance and look at another YouTube video. And let's look at one of her more recent ones, thinking that maybe she's learned something about online business. And so we'll just look at the most recent one. It says deleting this soon.
I just wanted to let you know that I will mail you a signed postcard to anywhere in the world if you join at patreon.com/Whitney Avalon by the end of this month.
Okay, so that's a direct pitch for the postcard if you join her Patreon at $5. So amazing that's there. That's fantastic. That is a direct pitch with urgency, because she's saying this is good only through the end of the month. So that's urgency, and you get a physical thing, which is cool, and you join her Patreon. Okay, that's amazing. Still very, very low ticket, right? Because you only have to get in at the $5. But I love, love, love that she's doing that. That's fantastic. Now let's look at one of her most recent music videos. Ursula sings Adele. Okay, so we're starting right with the song. There's no intro or anything like that. So this is for people who are fans of her already, fans of parodies, fans of Disney, fans of Adele. So we'll just head over to the end. I think it's also a collab video, so that's fun because that means it'll expand her audience. So there's something here that says secret stuff here. So we'll definitely click on that. And it is taking us over to Patreon again. And then, you know, she does professionally produced music videos. So we had acknowledgments of all the people that produced it, which is amazing. Then we get to the patrons. But again, it's just a super, super soft sell. And that's it. So what did we learn from Whitney's funnel? Well, actually here. So let's take one quick look at Instagram just to see whether there's anything more going on in terms of sales and funnels there. So here we are on her Instagram. We start off just kind of being told a little bit about what she does. And then we've got a direct link to YouTube, which is her primary platform. Here is that same hard sell, direct sell of the postcard to Patreon, which you could get for $5. I love that she's got that here. This is Let's Find Out. This is Let's Find Out. Also want to point out not much engagement here, a little bit more here, little bit more, good amount there. And then curious what this is. And then this is pinned, so let's find out what that is. We've got some award stuff. Mostly this looks like she promotes her current YouTube video and celebrates her accomplishments. And it really just looks like a very standard performer's Instagram. The branding is not very clear. There's not a lot of intentionality in the strategy from what I can see just sort of sliding through. So this one it's a music video, I believe. So it's a cool animated version. It's a clip from YouTube. And then this one, I bought this delicious from Maui chocolate. So I think this is probably about the fires. So this is basically just sharing that she cares about the Maui fires. It's not sponsored. And here is sort of a celebration post of her accomplishments this last year. And then this one that was pinned, it's a celebration, it's social proof that she won something. The other interesting thing about Whitney Avalon with her 2 million subscribers is that I don't see the sponsorships. And I'm kind of curious why there aren't sponsorships either, because that's another pathway to profit or to cash that you can develop as you expand your audience, especially if you're someone who's not wanting to create your own courses or something like that. All right, what did we learn from Whitney's funnel? Well, she's got a strong Patreon that could still be expanded, and she's underutilizing her massive 2 million subscribers on YouTube, as well as her 20-something thousand followers on Instagram. There's not a lot of pathways to her funnels because she doesn't have any funnels except for Patreon. That's the only paid offer that I can find. So it's underutilized. Her whole social media is massively underutilized, and that's what I'm noticing here. Okay, who would you like me to react to next? Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas. How are your favorite social media celebrities, influencers, and fellow artists making their money online? And how can you learn from this so you can create recurring, regular income yourself through your social media content? Because that is my jam. Come on over and join me in the Profitable Performer Facebook community, and for sure consider joining the Profitable Performer Revolution and any of my other programs if you want to become a profitable performer. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video, and since you're here learning about monetization, why don't you watch these videos next? And as always, go out into the world and let your light shine. You deserve to be heard, and the world deserves to hear you. You also deserve to get paid.